This episode is sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your man, Kayla Loss, a.k.a. Senior Wapo, and you're tuned into G is for Gentlemen right here on the Sphere.tv. Listen, I'm so excited to be in front of you guys or in your ear. But first, do me a quick favor. You know the routine and know what time it is. Go to Instagram. Go to the Twitter. Go to Facebook and type in Senior Wapo 713. At Senior Wapo 713, whichever one you want, and follow me on all social media outlets. That's SENORGUAP 0713, or you can go to my website www.seniorwapo713.com, and I'm excited to be here with you again, talking all things gentlemanly and style. You know how we get down here. We love to talk about gentlemanly culture. We love to talk about gentlemanly style. We love to talk about dating. We love to talk about everything that has to do with a gentleman. And, sometimes you guys can hear what I have to say as if I'm the expert, right? You might want to hear see some of the things that I'm talking about. But as a gentleman, generally speaking, we want to hear from the ladies. And what better lady to have than who I have on the show today. Listen, she is oh my God, we're gonna really get into it, but I tell you, when the giants are in the room, sometimes you have to really prepare. You have to really do things differently because you have to meet their standards, right? You have to really make sure that you are on point so that when they grace you with their presence, you're able to really live up to the hype, and so that they will have a great time. And I hope that Miss Tijuana Harvey has a phenomenal time. I want to introduce you to Tijuana Harvey. She's just flat out dope. Tijuana, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm phenomenally well. Thank you for coming to hang out with us today.
Awesome. Well, no, thank you for having me. What a gracious offer and invitation. So I'm real happy to be here. Kick it with you.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a great time. As soon as my technology start acting right, there it is.
Gotcha.
We pay all this money for these devices, these little computers, and sometimes they halfway work.
Yeah, we do.
But it's all good. So let's just dive right in. Let's be like Trey Songz and dive in. No,
not like Trey.
Huh?
Not like Trey.
Not like that.
Yeah.
But I was trying to make leave me alone.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah. No, I wouldn't even just Trey.
So who is Tijuana?
Yes. Well, Tijuana is.
We're gonna talk about you in the third person.
What you mean, like style wise?
Yeah,
who is Tijuana?
Yeah, who is Tijuana style wise, and what has been her journey into fashion?
Okay, so Tijuana style wise is a little bit of old and a little bit new.
Okay.
I would say a little bit eclectic from time to time, a little bit tomboyish. Just overall, just well-rounded.
Yeah.
Like, let's start there.
Yeah.
The foundation of Tijuana is very well-rounded.
Love that.
Can transition and transform and be a chameleon where I need to be.
Yeah.
And zhuzhed
You can zhuzh, spell it.
Zhuzh is G-O-U.
The fact that you tried to,
Yeah.
that's what's really dope.
Zhuzh, and then real laid back and casual when I need to.
No doubt.
So that is Tijuana.
So what was your entry point into, like, have you always been into fashion and style? Like,
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. So I grew up watching my mom sew, and
Mm-hmm.
she was a seamstress. And so her mother was a seamstress. So as my mom's only child, I would just sit there and just watch her cut patterns and sew. And I wouldn't be interested in
Yeah.
it. It was just like,
Mom was doing it, whatever.
That's whatever mom was doing.
Yeah.
And then when I got to an age where it was like, all right, well, I'm trying to be seen out in these middle school streets.
Yeah, no doubt.
So it
These little
became,
dances and
yeah.
stuff.
So let me figure out, how do I, mama, I want this. And like, no, that's not within the budget right now.
Mm-hmm.
So figure it out. So that's how I became immersed into fashion. Watched my mom grow up and like sew all the time. And then when I became interested in fashion, all right, so this is how you make this skirt, and we're going to go and we're going to get patterns, and we're going to get fabrics and everything you need, and we're going to teach you how to do this. And you already have the basics because I've been watching you do it. So that's how I got.
That's dope. So did
Yeah.
you go to school for, like, are you like, did you go to school for fashion and design, merchandising?
I did go to school for merchandising.
Okay, for merchandising.
Yeah, I went to school for merchandising. So in high school for me, so crazy story. So I took the home economics not for the cooking, but for the sewing.
For the sewing.
For the sewing.
Why
And
not?
so
Makes sense.
Well, yeah.
I'm saying because of what your interest was by that time.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But then life skills, people were like, oh, nobody really knows nobody's really sewing. You probably should have wanted to learn how to cook and all these other things. And for me, it was like, nah, I'm good at this. And they offered the classes and the teachers loved me and like, oh, you're just okay. So, I pursued it in high school and then all the way up to collegiate level. And so merchandising is my background, is my degree.
Yeah, that's dope. That's really, really dope. So let me ask you a quick question.
Yes, please.
The beautiful young lady.
Yes.
You have a standard for the man that comes into your life.
Absolutely.
Right. So how would you define a gentleman, just in case, I don't know if you're dating or not, but just in case you're not, and that man is listening.
Correct. Correct.
Or watching. How
Yeah.
would you define personally a gentleman?
Man, a gentleman. There's so many things.
Right.
A style included, but just how he carries himself and how he speaks and how he treats me. So obviously I carry myself a certain way. And my expectation is that in his presence, I feel a certain way. So I categorize all those things as you're a gentleman. And of course, the way that you dress, and, it'd be lovely if you match my style aesthetic. Sometimes you don't always get that.
Yeah,
but
but my wife and I, Kira and I, we're like, sometimes we see couples and we're like, yo, they just don't match. But they work and they jive. You know what I'm saying? But both of us we subscribe to fashion and style. So obviously, it's something that's in our eyes, but it's always odd when I'm like, how did dude get her? Like,
well, rightfully so. Like, I've been discouraged. Like, my mom, at once, one guy I dated, and she was just like, yeah, he's a real nice guy, but y'all just don't look like y'all.
Yeah, y'all go together.
Y'all go together. Visually.
Like plaid and polka dots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
just so you guys know, don't mix those patterns.
Yeah.
We talk pattern mixing all the time. Don't,
It depends.
unless you have to be very
to be
skilled and very confident to mix.
and very fashion forward.
Contrasting patterns.
Absolutely.
So I love that. So,
Yeah.
as we got to know each other, you told me that after school you went and you did the NY thing, for a while. Being a stylist and working on sets, stuff like that. So tell us, like, what was that like?
So when I didn't even start out like styling. What I started out in New York was I interned for Glamour magazine.
Nice.
And then
Part of the Condé Nast family.
Exactly. So I interned at Glamour. Mama was like, listen, you can go, but you need a job. You need to be doing something. So you need someone to have said you are hired.
Right. In this expensive city.
You cannot go without having that in hand. So I spent a full year after graduating.
Wow.
And I would look through magazines and just read the masthead and just shoot out emails to the editors. And sometimes I get responses back and sometimes I wouldn't, until finally after about 8 or 9 months after emailing, going through mastheads like, hey, I'm looking for an internship, someone finally responded and said, hey, we'd love for you to be a part of our fall internship. And that so happened to be at Glamour. Spent my fall at Glamour and then transitioned over to InStyle. Worked for InStyle magazine, went back to Glamour, because in New York you gotta stay hustling, right?
You gotta hustle and what?
So you have to stay hustling. So I kind of went back in between those two publications until finally another opportunity came up and to work in a buying office, and so I did that, and I did that for several years until that company folded. And I was like, well, I've always really wanted to be a stylist. So I interned for an organization where it was just nothing but a group of stylists. And all they did were music videos, entertainers, athletes, commercials, the whole nine.
Yeah.
And that was so much fun and such a valuable experience. So yeah, that was cool. And that shaped a large part of my New York experience doing that. And then, in New York, you can do anything for any amount of time.
Hard.
You can be an intern at the age of 65 and they will say, come on. But I was like, I need to get out of this intern styling gig. I need to, kind of
go from intern to income.
Exactly. So, from there, I then transitioned into, what did I do? I did weddings. I did bridal. I did bridal. So I was consulting for bridal and all this other stuff, and just kind of worked my way through fashion. So yeah, that's my New York experience.
So you're
in a snapshot.
So right, no doubt. I'm sure it could be a semester's worth of material that you have. And
it was my graduate school of life.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely,
for sure.
So and I asked these questions on the top end because we're going to talk about some style things, and I wanted to qualify you to our listeners.
Oh, lovely. Hopefully.
And I know that you did. Because. When we start talking stuff, people want to know why does he know what they're talking about. And so you see what I'm saying? And so they know that you've lived and breathed this on a number of different ends, and we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. So your background is sewing, you said, right? Yeah. You learned how to sew from mom, and then you went to school for merchandising, and that's on the business side of fashion.
Right.
So give me, if you will, your top 5 things men should know about the wardrobe. The spot.
So top 5 things, I would say, know your fit. Just like with women, know what works for you and your body type. Obviously, that's super important because everyone can't wear everything, and that's okay. And you can know exactly what you wear and what looks good on you, and you rock it, and that's your look, right? In that same vein, you should definitely, that's one thing that's important. Know what works for your body type, and then concentrate on fit. And I feel like you guys, I've heard you all talk about fit all the time.
Yeah.
Make sure, fellas, you have a good tailor, and you know, you can be whatever size, from small to large and petite to top, whatever it is, as long as you have a good tailor that's gonna, make sure your clothes are laying right on you, and you're, present it well, then you're like good to go.
Agreed. We have a moniker on here we call FOF, focus on fit.
Focus on fit.
Like literally, you have to focus on fit.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to, because people think that, especially guys, we get into the swinging contest trying to figure out who spent what, and but you can really, I can put on a Target suit and get it tailored the right way. And
Well, that's what I say.
yeah, and you'll never know that it's not Versace or Tom Ford unless you really subscribe to the space like that. But it's like, oh my God, he looks phenomenal. I have 3 Target suits actually that I wear, but I got them tailored, and people never know the difference. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
I mean, and that's cross like gender,
absolutely,
both men and women. So, so we talk about focus on fit. We talk about what else is really important for men. Not only having a good shoe game, but whatever your shoe game is, because that is so relative, but just taking care of your shoes.
Come on. Preach to the people.
I met this really cool dude, and he was so passionate about just what he did at one of the shoe hospitals.
Okay, yeah.
Gentleman named Tony, and walked in, and he had a smile on his face, and he was eager to like, hey, let me, take care of this for you, and let me show you what we do and how you can take care of your bags. And he even said, you know what? I kind of wish people of color took brought their shoes in, brought their bags, brought their shoes in, whatever it was.
That's a great point.
So
that's a great point.
I know.
We really don't.
And we really don't.
That's a great point.
Kind of do, but we really don't. So shoes, fit, tailor. I don't know. When it comes to 5
you're 5. So you got 3. Just whatever. Like, you said have a great tailor. You said focus on your feet. You said your shoes. Like what else should men, 2 more things that men, if you don't have 2, that's fine. We can keep. I
don't know if I have 2
Okay,
more.
let's do it. Well, let's keep it pushing. So how do you personally incorporate your New York experience into your style in hot Houston?
Yeah. Well, it was definitely a transition for me coming back. I felt like I looked like the oddball out because I didn't look like everyone else.
Here
like I
Houston,
came back in about the middle of 2007.
Okay.
And that was the time when everybody, female-wise, had a certain look. And so they looked like Beyonce to me. And so everyone had the same hair. And it was all luscious and down their backs. And I had this natural hair. And I'm this tall woman. And I would stand out. And I wasn't, that's fine for me.
Right.
But I definitely felt like I stood out from the rest of the crowd of what everyone looked like at that time.
Right. And now you got 6,000 doppelgangers everywhere you go.
Exactly. So, the way that I incorporate my style, even now, I feel like I'm still a Southern lady at the heart of me, but there's some kind of mixes of, wear dresses with the sneakers or just kind of looking a little bit more Afrocentric or even ethnic. I don't mind using the word ethnic, and I know some people
get offended.
And I've had an occasion that has happened, but I think like I said before, who is Tijuana? I'm a chameleon, and I feel like whatever it is that I'm feeling in that day, that moment, I rock. And
I agree with you. One of my personal monikers regarding style is from the boardroom to the block.
Yeah.
So that's how I dress. If I may feel like boardroom one day. Next thing you know, I might be in my J's and the fitted to the back.
Exactly.
With a big face watch looking like a 2007 rapper. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of just really what I feel like. Next thing you know, I might be in some joggers.
Exactly.
Some loafers. Like it just really depends on what I feel. So I totally identify with that.
Yeah.
It's really, really dope what you're saying about being able to incorporate those things that look different. It's so dope, in fact, that I want to let the people know about another dope opportunity and company, and that's KOG and Company, because they're sponsoring this portion of the show. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com, and use the coupon code DOPE with an exclamation mark for 10% off of exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast. So what catches your eye about menswear? Like what things is like as soon as you see a guy, you automatically go to whatever they're wearing? or even just their appearance period.
Their appearance period. So sometimes it's not necessarily their clothes.
I agree.
I believe, what do they say? The man doesn't make the clothes, or the clothes don't make the man make the clothes, right?
Right.
So how you move, who you are, those are the things that will readily catch my eye. So once we get past that, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, let's see what he's wearing. Like, what's going on here?
That's such a woman answer.
I mean, but it's the truth.
Because for a guy, it's what you're wearing.
No,
or not what you're wearing, but what you like. You said. So are you alluding to the point to like whatever woman case is something about the personality or how they carry themselves or something like that?
Absolutely.
That's not a guy's answer. We're looking at what you look like.
Yes, I look at what you look like, but I'm not looking at necessarily like, oh, well, what shoes did he have on and what?
Yeah.
Because you could be dressed to the nines,
right.
But you sloppy,
right?
Just in how you carry yourself,
right? And I'm with you.
But
we don't.
I guess that wouldn't. Yeah.
We don't necessarily think like that. That's what I'm saying. It's a woman answer. We're like,
right.
Oh yeah, she ditzy, but she fine. You see what I'm saying? Like that's as shallow as we get as a generalization for men.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? So it's very interesting. It's just so interesting that you led with
posture matters.
I mean, I totally agree.
All those things.
I had to become a grown man to understand how those things matter, right?
All those
At 22 years old, I didn't care about your posture. I wanted to see when you stood up, what you look like.
Of course.
You understand what I'm saying?
Of
so
course.
it's one of those. It's so interesting how that was the first thing that came out of your mouth in terms of how a man carries himself, which I totally agree at 36 years old.
Right.
Back in the gap, no.
Yeah. Okay. So if we're going to talk about visually stimulation.
Listen, I love that, and I think the gentlemen need to hear that because we talk about how you carry yourself all the time. That's part of what we do in terms of being gentlemanly, right?
Of course.
So I think you don't have to go to style part. That's fine. That's not your answer.
I mean, I feel like the style is the cherry on the top.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. This is the secondary.
Yeah.
Or even tertiary for that
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. Your style is the cherry on top. We can get to that. How are you carrying yourself? How are you approaching me? What are you saying? Are you sloshing your feet? Are you picking your feet up?
Right.
Like, what's happening?
Come on, slide your feet. Come on, you said, oh yeah, we are from the same generation for sure. You
I
know
hate
that
when people slosh.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But things that catch my eye first is just how I'm probably going to be at more attention to a man that's like great posture, standing erect,
has a je ne sais quoi about him.
Has an allure, has a mystique.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I understand. I know for me physically, what I always see physically, even though I love fashion, but what I always key in on is a smile.
Yeah.
I'm a smile guy.
Yeah.
I am. Oh my gosh. And that doesn't necessarily mean your teeth have to be straight. It's does your smile light up your face? Does your countenance change? Like when you smile, what is that like? So I do. I understand.
Right.
Totally.
Right.
Totally understand. So, one last question for you, and then we're gonna jump into we got a little gentlemanly game. We
okay.
Play.
Fun.
What menswear brands or brands can do no wrong in your eyes? Like I have mine. I'll start with me. Like for me, Ralph Lauren. Anything Ralph Lauren.
Oh my gosh, no! Don't start there because that's mine.
It's my favorite designer.
No, because I had to think about that. Yeah. Like for men, like as a go-to that you can wear from the boardroom to the block.
Yeah,
is Ralph Lauren.
Agreed.
Is Ralph Lauren. It's easy. It's
he has
stylish.
He has so many different I don't even know what it's called, subgenres or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the different
you mean like polo and purple?
Purple, polo, denim supply, like whatever your aesthetic is, he can meet it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he does a really great job at that. And it's timeless because
that's the key.
I mean,
that's the key.
I have like polo shirts like from high school.
That's the key.
That
footwear timeless.
Still
fragrance
cool.
is timeless. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
The whole house is timeless. So I love Ralph Lauren. I'm a Ralph Lauren junkie.
Him, and I would also say in the same vein would be Michael Kors.
Agreed.
Would be Michael Kors.
Although he's moved away from menswear in terms of a full collection for what he does suiting still. He does jewelry and he's gotten into fragrances every now and again. He'll release a men's fragrance. But that's been I've been frustrated with him because I've been waiting on him to do something else, like a little bit more casual wear, or even go into some athleisure or streetwear. But you don't see it too often. He sticks with kind of that sport and or formal wear.
Right,
business wear. Yeah.
Right. I mean, for sure, Polo Ralph Lauren, Ralph Lauren, and then Michael Kors, and then who else would I say? I mean, there's so many great brands and designers that are out there. I mean, I would even venture to say like a Hugo Boss, in terms of suiting, that are really good.
Well, I agree. Hugo. The reason I like Ralph better than Hugo is because of the price point.
Oh,
Hugo is high end always.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And for the standard gentleman, most guys don't see the value in paying $100 for jeans.
Sure.
Really? Yeah. Most men shop for. You got to think about it. Most men shop for utility.
Okay.
They don't shop for.
But men spend money on like other things.
We do.
Why not?
Well, I'm talking about for clothes. Most
Sure.
men for clothes shop for utility, so they're cool with. First of all, my favorite designer for denim is Levi's. The original is Levi's.
Okay. I mean, you really can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. They got 19, they have 19 different cuts.
Yeah.
They come out with different variations all the time. But Hugo is high end all the time, right? On sale, you'll get a Hugo shirt for $100. A Hugo button down. You see what I'm saying? That's on sale, right? Right, $120. Depending on the retailer, it can go even higher, right?
Yeah.
But design and quality wise, second to none, absolutely. And
Gotcha.
they fit. Their silhouettes for menswear. They're built for a guy like me.
Well, who else would you say?
Outside of Hugo, because Hugo and Ralph are my two.
Yeah.
Well, my two.
Yeah.
I would also say on kind of I probably would lean toward, this is an odd brand to say, not necessarily super odd, but I love Club Monaco.
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
Okay.
Club Monaco, because they go from Club Monaco and Banana Republic.
Okay. I'd say more Banana Republic than Club Monaco.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Banana, but you can't go wrong. Banana
Right.
is an upscale Gap. Same company.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So those would be the ones that I love. And those are kind of the things that I subscribe to.
Okay.
When building my wardrobe. In fact, we want to talk to our subscribers on this here show, and especially on Facebook, and ask that you continue to subscribe and go to the website and hit the subscribe button, or go to SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all the major platforms. Review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback, and share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends, and donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thesphere.tv /donate. Dre, what's up, Dorian? Appreciate you. Mike, thank you so much for tuning in. Nicole, Sharon, we thank everybody for tuning in and checking us out. Make sure you check out the rest of the website. The rest of the podcast, go to the website, hit subscribe, so that way you can check out what we got going on these next 20 minutes. We'll see you soon. So, Tijuana, let's go to this gentlemanly game real quick. You ready?
Yep. I'm in.
So, you can only choose. I'm going to give you a series of either ors.
Okay.
And you can only choose one, and you have to tell me why.
All right. Choose one.
But tell me why.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Fragrance or shoes on men? This ain't gonna be easy now.
Okay, fragrance or shoes.
Yeah, and your why. Don't forget your why. That's the most important part. Yee.
And there's no in between, right?
No, it's
I mean, I can give you a why for both.
But you gotta give me one though.
You say no. Okay.
give me one.
Okay. I'm on a timer.
Right.
Okay. Fragrance or shoes? Who'd you rather?
Yeah. What would you prefer? Yeah, one over the other. Fragrance or shoes? I know it's so hard. It's so hard to play this game.
Okay. I'm gonna go with.
If you're struggling on this one, I can't wait to the other ones. Next six.
There's so many positive attributes for both.
Yeah.
Like why you would say yes. Okay, I'm gonna go with shoes.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go with shoes.
Why? Give me your why. Like what was going on in your head?
Because I've dated somebody whose shoes weren't good, and it was like,
It drove you nuts.
Yeah, it did. So I'd rather your shoes.
Yeah,
be
then you just wearing cologne.
Yeah.
Because as long as you bathe, you're not musty. You have on some deodorant.
In
you'll
the
be fine.
sense of the day, you can put on some Old Spice, and it'll be like, oh, what is that? Whatever.
You don't have to walk around with Tom Ford or anything.
Yeah.
Even though I recommend
the Fabulous.
Either Fabulous and the other one that you can't say.
The Fabulous, right?
The other one with the F.
It's Fabulous.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's that
Blankly
Fabulous. That
yeah.
Fabulous,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that
for
one.
sure.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
good.
That
it's
one
good.
and Parfum de Marly.
Oh.
It's a brand that's only, it's kind of like Bond, where Bond is exclusively at Neiman.
Sure.
Parfum de Marly. I'm sorry, Saks. Thank you. I'm sorry. Parfum de Marly is exclusively only at Nordstrom.
Oh,
and they have a line that's called Pegasus. Hey, yeah, I love it. Okay, number 2.
Yeah.
Manicured nails or manicured hair?
I'm gonna say, like, you need to have a nice haircut. I'm gonna go with the haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can clip your fingernails. We together, then I'll clip your nails for you. We good.
Okay, good. That was easy. Good deal.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. Watch this. I want you to look at her face when I ask you this one. Look at the producer.
Yeah.
Ashy hands or ashy ankles?
I'm gonna say ashy hands.
Why?
Who'd you rather?
Yeah.
Would you rather for him to have ashy hands? Because it looks like he works.
And that was my thought when I thought about it.
He knows how to change some things.
You're right. Or he washes his hands all the time, so he's clean and just.
I didn't even think about that.
That's what I thought. I was like, well, maybe she gonna say he washes his hands a lot, so he's clean.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't even he knows he can work with his hands,
right?
And that is a good thing. But I'd rather your hands be ashy, a light dusting, and not like a light dusting, not anything too major.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Earrings on guys, or multiple rings on their finger. Because that's kind of the way for a lot of the guys. Wearing, sometimes I wear more than one ring.
Multiple rings.
Yeah, like I may wear a thumb ring and on some on the ring finger, depending on how I feel. Sometimes I might.
Is there a ring on every finger?
No. That's why I just said multiple. More than one on a hand.
Now that you visual, because I'm a visual learner.
Yeah, I got you. More than one on one hand.
So would you rather? I'd rather the multiple rings than the earrings. Yeah, and why? Simply, I can tell you what I don't like versus what I do like. So just the earrings, it's a little bit
juvenile,
dated.
Yeah, at this stage of life.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a little bit dated, and then you have to wonder, like, oh, well, where exactly do you work, and to where these. It's for me.
Right. No, I understand.
So those are all kinds of other questions that I asked.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So, linen or 100% cotton?
In what regard? Just like a linen?
Yeah.
I think
an outfit.
In an outfit, 100% cotton or linen. I
did them because both of them wrinkle like hell.
They do. They do. I'm gonna lean towards cotton. Because when I think of linen, I think of the full linen.
Uncle Red.
Yes, Uncle Linen. Uncle L.
With Uncle L with his back out sandals.
Yes, so that's what I see when you say linen. But I've seen and obviously experienced when you have a nice cotton shirt on, or it looks nice, it lays nice. So we're good on that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
Mankini or rompim?
Now you have to tell me what a mankini is.
So, okay,
what is a mankini?
So a mankini literally is, and hopefully Terry, do me a favor, look up mankini.
Yeah.
So the people that are watching can see it, and so Tijuana can see it as well.
Like
so
a Speedo?
It's no. It's swimwear.
Okay.
But it's. She gonna blast it up now.
Okay.
It's a monokini pretty much for a man.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Like a unitard.
I'm gonna say no. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's pretty.
No.
And you've seen them.
No, I haven't.
No. You maybe not in person.
Yeah.
But no. You've seen them. I promise you. Once it comes up, it's something that's
Now, where have we've seen where have the masses usually will
Like
see
a
mankini?
On the beach. Yeah.
You'll see it at the beach. And Galveston?
No. Nobody in Texas is gonna wear mankini.
Okay.
It's like somewhere that's
South
a little
Beach?
bit somewhere that's a little bit more forward and free. South Beach.
Okay.
Venice Beach,
Sure.
overseas, somewhere in Europe, on the Mediterranean coast or something like that. A mankini. Show the people what a mankini.
Oh no.
You've seen that before.
No.
The mankini or the rompim. That's literally
Who
a
is
mankini.
wearing that?
I'm telling you, they wear them. I'm telling you, I've seen them in person, unfortunately.
Oh, what does
Yeah.
the back look like?
Is
it
It's a triangle.
stringed?
No,
Oh.
there are some that are stringed. I haven't seen those in person, thank
Okay.
God. But,
Okay.
fellas, Google a mankini,
Don't do it.
and you're going to get such a great laugh.
Don't do
I'm
it.
telling you, it's so funny. For those of you who are watching, I'm just trying to make things fun today.
Yeah,
right?
thank you.
So mankini or rompim?
So rompim.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have two.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
too.
sure. I mean, you have a very great posture and style and confidence about yourself. So I feel like,
I have two. I haven't worn them yet because I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait.
is it more like of a festival look for you?
No, it's not a festival. It's some I
like-
go hang out and kick it in.
Every day.
Well, not necessarily every day. Like I go on it's date night or something, or
Sure.
go into an event or something like that.
Sure.
I wear one to a show. I will wear one to a show because one of them is kind of really high fashion.
Okay.
So I'm just
Awesome.
waiting for the right event, like maybe in Fashion Week next winter.
Awesome.
Yeah, type. It's one of those kind of looks, and the other one is just really nice. You wouldn't even know what's around him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of see where your head was, but I also did this on purpose because some of the things that we talk about regarding, or we always talk about, being well manicured, right? And it was very difficult for you. Well, not necessarily very difficult, but I thought that the ashy hands or ankles would be a bit more difficult. But we stress on this show that please keep your feet done, and it's like it's number one. It's par for the course because if you work with your hands, things are going to happen. And we say that most women are a bit more lenient on hands anyway.
Sure.
Because if you work with your hands, your nails are going to, it might be a little. Don't walk around with a whole bunch of dirt under your nails, but if your hands are ashy or something like that, it's okay.
Yeah.
To a degree. What was interesting to me is I thought you would have picked fragrance.
Oh, well,
I really thought you would have picked fragrance. That was cool. That was
I mean, no, I am a fragrance person. Like, obviously, there's nothing. I always say there's nothing like a good smelling man for me. Especially someone that you're dating or your significant other. They smell good. You smell good, and you want to find where the scent is permeating from. You just in that space with them. So fragrance is definitely important, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of times you can get by like, well, what is it that you're wearing? And he just has on Dove soap, and it's just his pheromones and
that's even better
chemistry
like,
and what y'all got going. So I'd rather you have your nice shoes on.
No doubt.
And this Dove action work. And
that Dove is flying.
Yeah, that Dove is kicking.
I love it. I love it. So, one thing I think that you said you're a visual learner, right?
Yes, I am.
And I know that men, we need examples sometimes, right? Words don't always do it. So I got a couple of guys. I made a quick list.
Yeah.
Called the Menswear Mannequin.
Mannequin. Okay.
The Menswear Mannequin. A couple celebrity guys I think that embody different types of style that if gentlemen are looking to build their wardrobe or to change their aesthetic or needs a little help and they just want someone who's always in a certain light. I want to kind of highlight these guys real quick.
Okay.
So the first one is he's new to the scene, but he's been killing it, man. That's brother Kofi Siriboe. Kofi Siriboe. And the pictures that I pulled, I didn't want to pull something that I knew they were styled in.
Yeah.
I wanted to pull something where it's their own
regular
aesthetic.
wear.
Exactly. They're ready to wear. And so I love Kofi's style because it's really free, it's really comfortable, but I love how he focuses on fit. He's a really thin guy.
Yeah.
I think I was looking up, he's a 31, 32.
Oh, he's little.
Yeah, and he's 6'3". So he's thin, right? But he's in shape. But if you look at this brother, Kofi Siriboe, he really wears timeless and classic pieces.
Yeah.
But he throws a little street edge. So if you look, he has on some kind of patented boots with this with this otherwise just kind of regular, timeless wear. The
Yeah.
second one, guy, again, is Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest, again, he represents an aesthetic that's kind of, in my opinion, sometimes a little boring and regular.
Yeah.
But when he's not styled, I'm saying he's
Okay.
So take him off of the red carpet. I'm not Ryan on the red carpet because he's styled
Okay.
by someone. Right?
Okay, sure.
But just a regular Ryan.
Okay.
One thing, first of all, his silhouette is very, very common. It's kind of boxy.
Yeah.
He's kind of,
I would agree.
Yeah, he's kind of boxy, but there's a
gonna
lot
say
of guys
he's
that are
so
boxy.
sick.
You know, he doesn't
kinda
have
straight
really
up and down.
curves, right?
Yep.
So, but if you want to know, he can get away with low cut trousers tucked in because he's boxy. He doesn't have a small waist and an athletic butt, and you know what I mean. Like it's a lot more different when you have that. But Ryan Seacrest, he's a traditionalist. Right, when he wears his clothes. So he kind of wears things really minimal and really traditional. The third one I want to go with is David Beckham. Now, you cannot talk style and celebrities without talking David Beckham. It is what it is.
David's pretty stylish.
Yeah, he's solid all the way around. There's really no look he can't pull off.
Yeah.
He understands himself well. I chose him because he's rugged. At all times, he's rugged. I don't care
He's
if
rugged but polished.
but polished at the same time. Exactly. He's ballroom to the block all the time, regardless. Sleeved up, tattoos everywhere, which I identify with. But regardless of what he has on, his confidence exudes. It's just like he never shaves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it looks so polished.
It works.
It really does work. I think that a lot of things that we have to do, we have to realize. A lot of times we have to realize that we're advertising
Absolutely.
who we are, what we believe.
People treat you how they perceive you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your perception is based upon what you see, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you're building a business, or maybe you're a brand owner. You need people to see something. Well, guess what? This portion of the show is sponsored by the Sphere. If you're starting your business and looking for a place to advertise, or you may have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or to sell your product. If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. Now, we offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the U.S. as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Now, call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. Another guy who's not famous, a friend of mine, a colleague, he's an influencer, but his name is Sabir Peel. He goes by a Men's Style Pro. Phenomenal content, but he has a great classic style, and he does street. He adds slight street elements to it, and that's what I love.
I like it. I can dig it.
No,
I
love
his
it.
shoes.
I love. Yeah, his shoes are bananas.
Yeah.
He's out of Philly. Great guy.
Yeah.
Next is the heartthrob Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Idris has just kind of an all-American, just a regular style. When he's not styled, like when he's styled, he kills the game. He's a handsome dude, 6'4", muscular. But when he's chilling, he's just chilling. He's chilling. It's look at you. If you can see her reaction right now, But again, I think Idris, he's one of the guys that because he's a taller and more muscular gentleman, he really focuses on fit. And if you're built of a certain way, if you're athletically built, you can go to any discount store.
Right.
As long as it fits right, it doesn't matter the brand.
Exactly.
It's really anybody, but especially athletic guys, because it accentuates your silhouette, right?
Right.
And lastly, this is a brother you may not be aware of. He's an athlete. His name is Mike Conley. He plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. Mike Conley, he's on the kind of, he's more high fashion. Obviously, he has the money. Millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, okay.
But he's been celebrated all over. He's one of the most fashionable athletes in the country. He's a very fashion forward metropolitan look that I love. This is more my aesthetic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Personally, him and Idris Elba. But I just love the way
I can dig it.
Yeah, it's not too much.
Sure.
Where it's over the top.
Sure.
But it's edgy enough to you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love the blazer.
Yeah, the blazer I love, and I even love the wolf T-shirt that he has on. It's like a wolf T-shirt, but it just works. And then of course you can never go wrong with a pair of Saint
sleek
Laurent.
But edgy.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with a pair of Saint Laurent boots.
Of
right?
course,
Ever.
never.
So, just a couple years ago,
Yeah.
Tajuana, you were like 24 years old, just a few years ago, just 2 or 3 years ago.
Just
a few
yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
But there were certain things that I think that in our 20s that I felt like we need to learn.
Yeah.
And so there's this article that I found on ties.com actually, and it talks about like 15 or 16 different things that you need to learn to master in your 20s. I only extrapolated a couple of them, so I felt like they were the most powerful ones. And the first one is right along what you said earlier.
What'd I say?
The person's presence, right? The aura,
absolutely.
right? So one of the first things that you need to learn is the first thing they put on the list, which is how to start a conversation. I think that in your 20s, especially gentlemen, it is important that we understand how to communicate. It's not about stuttering or stammering. It's not about, but it's anything of that nature. You don't have to be the most articulate and eloquent person in the room. It does help.
It does.
But if you are able to communicate a thought, have a subject and predicate, have a beginning, a middle, and an end, then that definitely will help you in the long
I was
run.
thinking that earlier when you asked, like, what is a gentleman to me?
Yeah.
But can you engage in conversation?
Absolutely.
Can you start a conversation? Can you keep it going? Because not, everyone doesn't always have, like you said, that speaking ability or maybe that eloquent or articulate, but can hold a conversation and then from whatever topic.
Yeah.
And be able to engage.
Absolutely.
Are you engaging?
And what's key, what you said is from whatever topic. I think parenthetically inserted in this one is being well read or being, well informed.
Yeah.
Regardless if you read, you don't have to know everything about everything, but what you know,
Yeah.
right? And you're willing to learn other things. I think that's a true hallmark of a gentleman, right? A second thing is, this is a big one in your 20s. I think we have to learn, and I love this, how to deal with rejection. Because you're going to get more no's in your life than you get yeses.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like you're going to apply for 30, 40, 90, 89,000 jobs. You're going to get 3 or 4.
Absolutely.
In terms of a career, right?
Yeah.
If you're lucky, if you're blessed, you'll get one and you'll be able to ride that thing out for however long.
Right.
But how to deal with rejection? How to deal with rejection when approaching someone that you want to date? How to deal with rejection in business? How to deal with rejection in a number of different things.
Absolutely.
And so in your 20s, I think if you learn how to do that, it sets you up because you're just going to experience no's way more than yeses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Know that it's okay.
And it's okay. It's
and
part of life.
Everything's working out for you.
Absolutely.
Right.
Number 3, big one. Took me about 32 to learn this one. How to budget. Oh boy. Yeesh.
Yeah.
It's important.
Well, I mean, that goes with teaching those kinds of life lessons and life skills as a young person. That's super important. You learned, you said it took you until about your 30s, early 30s. And then we're talking like stressing, you need to learn this in your 20s. And I would even say you need to learn this in middle school, high school time on how to budget and keep a budget and make sure that you're maintaining that into the rest of your life and not just learning how to do it after you've signed up for those college credit cards and gotten that free t-shirt and charged that credit card up.
Come on, associate's card.
Then you're like, now I need to learn how to budget. No.
And see, that was me.
Yeah.
I knew physically what to do. I knew how to balance a checkbook.
Yeah.
Arithmetic is not a problem.
Yeah.
That thread that weaved it all together was discipline.
The discipline part of it.
I didn't have that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That wasn't the focus.
And a lot of us don't.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't.
Yeah. So, it was some early times in the marriage were kind of rough.
Right.
Because I would do a little bit more spending than I needed to.
Right.
Right. But I think it's important that in your 20s, if you master budgeting, by the time 30 hits, and you're really into your career, prayerfully. You're right, because it's 2018, so who knows at this point, right?
You never know what people do.
This is the fourth one. I think, is a hallmark of a gentleman. This is kind of artisan and artistic. Learn how to make 1 or 2 cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
Not a beer. Learn how to make a Manhattan. right?
Absolutely.
Right? Learn how to make a White Russian, right?
You'd be so surprised if you
no,
know
I
how to
wouldn't.
make drinks.
No, I wouldn't, because I
and
got
cocktails.
homeboys. I got friends. They'll order something. They're like, what is in it? I don't know. I just like the way it tastes. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a bartender, but if you have a go-to drink, learn how to make it. Learn the difference between bourbon and whiskey, right? Just certain things.
Or that's just along the lines of knowing how to entertain and having someone or anyone, male or female, in your home and in your space, being able to entertain and being able to know, all right, so we'll, have some bites here and I'll make you a cocktail, whether it's a martini or whatever it is.
Agreed.
I feel like all of that is within the package.
Yeah, I agree. And not to be redundant, but it's not necessarily, when you're refined, it's not a rich man or poor man's thing.
Absolutely not.
I think it's just a gentlemanly thing.
Absolutely.
But another way, again, I got to piggyback on this. Another way to be refined, and then we go backwards, is your budget. And should you have any difficulty, maybe you need to contact the Houston Housewives of Finance, because they're sponsoring this portion of the show. Did you know that only 4 states in the U.S. offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Please don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask how you can participate in a complimentary, that means free, financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. Let's move forward. Learn how to be a decent public speaker.
Yeah.
You got to interview.
Well, that's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You mean public speaking in terms of in crowds, or
No,
you mean just in front of
people? Some people don't like to talk at all,
right?
And I get that, but you have to interview, right? You have to work in the team. In today's workforce, you have to work in a team environment. It is what it is. Work teams are what they are. So you have, public speaking kind of lends it. The literature says, and if I can get academic for a minute, says that public speaking lends itself to teamwork. You see what I'm saying? So if you're able to, because you're comfortable with people, if you can't speak with people, so then you're comfortable in a team dynamic.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? It's kind of the thought process behind it. Number 6, it goes along with number 4, how to cook.
Yeah.
I think it's important for gentlemen to know how to cook. You don't have to be a chef.
Of course not.
But stop ordering out. First of all, it's going to help your pocketbook.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Secondly, it speaks well, I feel like, to a lady if you can cook her a meal. If you can cook her a meal, right, and not just fettuccine Alfredo from Hamburger Helper.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
If you can actually, go in the kitchen, get you some raw materials.
I mean, there's so many great little websites or
blogs,
social media. Yeah. Like I follow a couple that are easy, 3 or 4 ingredients.
And put it in a pot, put it on
in
the oven on a certain temperature.
Yeah.
Pull it out in 40 minutes and it's there.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah,
anybody can follow directions.
Exactly. I hope so. I used to tease a friend of mine, and I used to ask him, "Do you know how to cut a chicken?" Like that's my grandmother used to say. You better learn how to cut that chicken. And that was how to cook. Last on our list, I think is really, really important as we master the things that we master in our 20s, is something I think that I don't know. Tell me how you feel about it. It's kind of learn something master how to learn a skill outside of your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And or college or grade school. So what I mean by that is, we're taught to learn different things in school.
Absolutely.
And even in your 9 to 5, you go to professional developments, you get trained, etc. But maybe take a cooking class. We just talked about cooking, right? Maybe a sewing class, or go to a Toastmasters class. But my favorite thing to do to learn other things outside of the 9 to 5, and I know you love this thing as well. Yeah, that's travel.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. Don't go to the beach and sit on the.
I mean, the beach
go
is
to the
good.
beach, absolutely, but not every day.
Yeah.
Go to a museum.
Visit the culture.
Go to
Immerse
the local
yourself
spots.
in the culture.
Absolutely, I love going to the local spots.
Yeah.
I don't. I'll go do 1 or 2 touristy things.
Sure.
Or go where everybody goes, but I want to find somebody that I trust, or do my homework prior to.
Yeah.
Go to the local spots. Learn about the culture. Learn about the food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's really, really important for gentlemen
I think
do
so
that.
as well. Because
Yeah.
you come back and it's all added value.
It is.
It's all added value.
Perspective, added understanding about the
Yes.
human experience,
A
right?
nimble thought process.
Agreed.
Like,
Agreed.
you're
Very
just-
fluid.
You're just open
Totally
to new
agree.
ideas.
Well, listen, Tawana, I thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Let the people know how they can get in contact with you.
You can get in contact with me via social media ads on my Instagram page at Tijuana Harvey. That's at TIJUANA Harvey, like Steve.
Is that your cousin, folk?
Could be. Let's just say yes. Same as on Facebook as well at Tijuana Harvey, and catch me there.
No doubt. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. We appreciate you tuning in to G is for Gentlemen every time. Make sure you go to Twitter, you go to Instagram, you go to Facebook, and type in Senor Wapo, SENORGUAPO. Add the 713 for Houston, and you will find me. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Remember, though, before that, you can keep it gangster or you can keep it gentlemanly, but you must always keep it G. See you later.